Yo, it's the boy Keej,
Toby, Ollie, Big Mo,
and you're tuned into Shambles FM.
It's an absolute shambles.
No, we've got so many people in here. It's different. You've got to be careful. You know, but maybe they can't hear my voice.
Oh, you guys did a disclaimer. Everyone did their COVID test and.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I actually did. I did a COVID test.
Wait, what's COVID?
Have you actually?
Yeah, negative.
What's COVID?
Yeah?
Is that-
My mum was
Calm.
So I did mine. We're good. I'm clear.
What is that? Huh?
I'm clear. I'm COVID free.
Oh, sorry.
COVID free.
Yeah. Amen.
Wait, who here's had COVID?
Me.
You!
Gang.
Right.
Put your hand up.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
What?
Hold it.
Twice.
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
Half the people in here have had COVID.
I'm strong in it.
So we're half
My
immune.
immune system is
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
strong. Did you hear yourself when you had COVID?
Yeah.
I know 8-year-olds that went through with less pain than you.
Serious.
It affected me.
They heard my voice notes. Like we had meetings on the podcast, and they were talking.
You were barely at the meeting, bro.
Because even saying words, I'll get out of breath and it was mad. It was mad.
You sounded like garbage.
You're worse than me.
You sounded like, you know. No, that's mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but before we go on, I
you
think we
dunked
should.
today, and you're
What?
feeding yourself.
They're a nice colour.
Oh, thank you.
They're average.
It's like the colour of soil in like.
Whoa.
No, but you know, like that kind of like. That. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. No, I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Do you know what's mad as well? Like, he brought this onto our meeting and he was licking the trainers like he was very proud of it.
I've been licking my
So the
trainers.
fact that you're saying it's soil, it looks like soil.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, my
Because
used to do that. They
look,
lick
Morris,
the soul.
let's not, before I expose you on pod, yeah? Because, no, swear to God, if we roll back a few back episodes,
You licked your trainers.
yeah.
The
Before
the
they were
soul.
dead stock still, before,
Fuck licks their trainers.
Oh,
My
I'm
brother,
saying.
my brother used to do that.
yeah, see, your brother know.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
like
leather.
making your marks so
You're
that they
looking
can
like
know
animal.
it was.
People know it's mad if I'm wearing this.
I beef. You don't eat meat?
You don't eat meat?
You don't eat meat?
Of course I eat meat.
See, what do you mean
Why
licking
would I
animals?
Yeah, you're licking animal byproduct. That's weird.
You eat meat?
Yeah.
That's leather. It's been like treated and stuff. That's like their skin with the fur on it.
Oh,
And
what's
then
that?
shaved off.
With the
Maybe let's tell the audience actually who the voices they're hearing or the faces they're looking at.
Memory right now.
Would you like?
Yes, we've got 2 new guests on the pod today.
There we do. Introduce yourself.
My name is Elsie.
And my name is Elodie.
Is that what you went?
Yeah, you can do it. Go on. You can say more. I mean,
Bit more vivid.
You know what I mean? You sure?
My
Your
name
name's-
is
you sure?
Elsie. I am a nurse and a creative.
1%. Let's go. Pay rise and that.
25 grand.
Come on.
I'm 25 gang too.
Come on.
I'm French.
Oh, go on. Spit a bar.
Salut.
Say something in French.
I hate that.
What?
I hate it.
I can say j'ai juste la tête de ma mère. Yeah.
Some je ne sais quoi to that, you know.
Maybe later on when it flows, you know. It just seems a bit forced.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry.
the last thing is I live in Ladbroke Grove. There we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm in ends right now.
Local. Yeah, local.
Get AJ Tracy on next week.
You were cussing him like last episode.
No, I do. I like his music. Still. No.
Bro, you were like, no.
No. I said he went pop. He
Don't
did.
backtrack like that.
I'd say the same shit about Dizzy Rascal too.
We just
He did as well.
uploaded it. I'll pull it up right now.
Hey, the receipt's there.
So right now.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I do like AJ Tracy though, you know. Cooking up the joint like pasta.
So that did not land.
No. Leave it
Yeah,
there.
you don't know his
Leave it
music.
there.
See, I know his music.
It's being kept in. It's being kept in.
I know his music.
So the world can know that you're not funny. But what I'm saying
It's
is,
his bar. You trying to say his bar's garbage?
I'm saying you're garbage.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Anyway,
Yeah, moving forward.
moving forward, we are talking about today's topic, which is the Meghan and Markle situation.
Meghan and Markle.
I said Meghan Markle, no? I said Meghan Markle. I said Meghan Markle. Oh my God. I said Meghan Markle. Don't try to do this to me.
It's on tape. It's on tape.
Anyway, all right, we're talking about the Meghan Markle situation with the royal Meghan and Harry situation with
There
the
we go.
royals.
I watched Suits the other day, so I feel like I'm like prepared.
You're late, bro.
Suits bangs.
Bangs, bro.
It fell off a little bit, but bangs.
Yeah. When Mike left, they just storm out for no reason all the time.
100%.
It really bugs me. Like
Yeah.
they end every scene by like storming out dramatically, and
I've never
like,
watched it.
they can talk about like I don't know changing the tires in their car.
Did you not?
You know,
No,
Why not?
weird.
I don't know. Just weren't feeling it at the time. A few years ago.
It's good shit.
Harvey Specter's a G though.
Yeah, I respect that.
He has so much plot armor though. It's like, bro, you're not winning this many cases in real life. Like the hero protection is just mad.
Because you won't.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, wait a minute. The shit he does.
Don't project
the shit.
Don't project
No,
the shortcomings
even
on my man. You know. Don't do that.
Even the shit he does, like, I'm going to go to this man's office. You would send your associate to go do that. You wouldn't even do that, bro. You wouldn't go and do that. You would send him an
no
email.
experience.
Huh?
Do you have no experience?
No, but my sister's a lawyer.
Oh, okay, so you
know
know
lawyers.
the ins and outs.
Yeah, I know lawyers.
That's not how it works.
I know law. I know.
Yeah, but America
no,
and the UK is different.
The ins
isn't it?
and outs.
Yeah, but I mean, he'd send an email. He wouldn't go rock up to their lab or something. He'd just send an email.
Nah,
I think
maybe.
childcare
Can I have
shows
the
are
patent
dramatised,
application?
though.
Like, yeah.
Like, even when it comes to like Hobby City and all these like healthcare shows, a lot of them is just really dramatized when really you do nothing of the sort. Do you know what I mean?
Is it?
In real life, so I think it's the same with. Suits.
Not 10 cc's of what's that? Atorvastatin? Yeah, I was going to try to say a drug, but you know. I know drugs.
Oh, look at me.
Amoxicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I know some shit. I know some shit.
Nah, but maybe.
It's an absolute shambles.
Question though, guys. Like,
What's your question?
If someone was entering your family, yeah, and like it was an actress, and like was on one of them shows and just had like a mad sex scene, like, would you judge them for that?
Nah, you get paid.
If one of my family.
If like say a sibling
Oh.
like, got with someone and like male or female, and they just had, and then like they were actor and they were on a show. And say they just had like they were on power. You know their sex scenes
Meghan
are just
got fucked by Mike.
just over the top. Like
Bridgerton.
they're too long. They're too long and they're too detailed. After 5 seconds, I get it. Just stop. Yeah. But they had one of them sex scenes, and now they entered your family.
Yeah.
And now, would you blame the rest of your family for like kind of like looking at them like, that's a bit.
No.
It's their
like,
job though.
I
paid.
mean, no, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people exist outside of like 1-2 experiences. You know what I mean? Like I think obviously something can happen. Like they can be on a TV show. That could be like one memory of them, one moment of them. But then I think there's so many other parts to a human being that you may not even factor into your mind when you think of them.
Okay. So
Especially if they're in like close relation to you.
Let's spin it now. Let's say you're a royal.
Ooh.
Let's say you're a royal because Meghan Markle had that.
Oh, she had sex scenes.
She had that racy scene with Mike in
Mike.
the law cupboard.
room.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I saw that. I can tell you that.
So now, you're the queen. And you're like, I have my kingdom, I have my country, I have my respectable royal family.
Yeah.
And then
Respectable, is it?
then that's not really.
Colonialism, no, it's not really respectable.
Trash.
You might get deported after this.
That's what they are.
I'm not gonna get
100%.
deported.
Can't say too much. Magically, my red passport.
You can't get supported for stating facts though. Can we just say that?
They be deporting people for anything. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They be deporting people.
Ask man that
They'll find a way.
she can't come back.
They'll find a way. But so let's say you're in the royal family now, and like you're in the queen's position. Are you gonna look down on Meghan Markle?
No one should look down on anybody.
No, it was before Harry though. It was pre-Harry. It was pre-royal. Just like I get it. I get the if you're the queen or whatever, if it's prim and proper. She's been seen getting, you know, I don't know. She's
Really, bro. Don't change now. Don't change now. There's 7 episodes of you being wild. Go on.
I mean, I want to say she's been caught on camera getting her guts rearranged. You know what I'm saying? But
Why did you say it
would
like
I look
that?
down on that? No. But I get it. I get why you would, because this is, you know, you've seen that kind of persona. As nice as she could be to you, if that's the image you have of her in your head, I feel that sometimes that can be hard to change.
That's a personal thing.
So I get
That's something
that.
that you need to change. Because
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of the day, like, again, like, someone can do something, but it's how you interact with that person on a day-to-day basis. Do you know what I mean? I don't think one scene of a TV show can be what you use to judge how that person is on a day-to-day basis. Because, do you know what I mean?
I agree, but is it just the scene though, or is it because she's black?
So this
And that's the question, yeah. But she also divorced as well.
Is it?
I
Oh
think
yeah,
she's
she
in a
is.
previous
Yeah.
relationship.
Oh snap! Yeah. But Thingy got divorced as well. What's his
Yeah,
name?
but Camilla's was divorced and she married.
Yeah.
him. She
But
married
that's why they
the
couldn't-
next in line to the throne as
Yeah.
well. Harry isn't in line to the throne.
And because it was a side piece. Look, boom.
Who?
Yeah, she was,
exactly.
I was watching Diana's story.
That
and
is the
Diana documentary on Netflix. Was on Netflix.
Netflix.
And with her, I think the reason why what's this guy called? What's the Charles?
Prince Charles.
Prince Charles got with her. Part of the reason they got with her because she was young at the time.
She was 19 when he got with her.
Yeah, really young. She didn't have any like history of anyone else. So they kind of saw her as a perfect candidate to be a royal. And part of it, the show says that part of that was the reason why Prince Charles didn't even get with Camilla, because she had a child from a previous relationship.
Still with someone at the time.
Do you know what I mean?
They were kind of like, it was like an affair kind of.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Like even in his heyday, like when he was young, he was active. He'll be going to all these countries, like in Africa. He'll be going there doing his thing. He'll just be about.
There are lots of members of the royal family around the world. We just don't know about it.
Yeah.
I could. I could be one.
They be shooting up.
Conspiracy theory deep dive tonight, boy.
Quick, ancestry.com. Check out the one.
No, but okay, so like knowing or not knowing all of this, say you're in Meghan's position now. This interview, like that's coming out of Oprah, are you like, would you do the same thing?
I mean, shit.
I would.
If I'd left,
happily.
If I'd left,
you've left now, and like you got your new life with your partner, ex-royals. Are you doing an Oprah Winfrey interview?
She stayed quiet for so long. Think about the headlines that are going out right now. In fact, I saw one today.
And think about it as well, just to piggyback that as well. Like think about the bullying allegations that have come out. Think about the timing of that.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just exactly a smear campaign.
The onslaught has been ongoing.
She is pregnant again, and this is the headline that I saw today. Harry's making the same mistake as Diana, and I fear he'll come to regret it just like his mother did. His mother died. Is this a threat?
Ridiculous.
Fear to regret, you know. No, but here's the thing.
His mother died. What are you trying to say?
But here's the thing, with being in the royal family, you can't talk, innit? Like you're not allowed to do some of these interviews and shit. Like you basically got a gag order. Like you can't have opinions on shit.
You serve the crown.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't do that shit. Like you shouldn't. Obviously, you would have known that coming in. Harry must have told you, you can't talk. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, it's like when you come out of it. Obviously, she hated the press and hated all the bad press. Or if it was all good press, happy days. She was doing great stuff, like doing charitable shit. But then obviously now you come out of it. I feel like doing the Oprah interview, it's like you're gonna have more press come out about you. So it's like, I don't know, do you wanna get your name cleared and like say all the shit, like do a tell-all, or is it you just wanna keep to yourself? Because if you want to keep to yourself, you want to like Oprah.
It depends what she says though.
No.
Yeah, and I think
you're saying that based on what you think she's going to talk about, but you might be surprised about what she says.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
I don't think she'll be 100% like transparent about things, because she will have to protect certain things. I do believe that. So it won't be 100% transparency in the interview. I reckon she will go for the press rather than the actual family. I reckon she'll probably she just won a settlement against the Daily Mail or something like that, the Mail on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I personally think her, the royals haven't treated her in the way that they in the best way possible, but the media is really what catapulted this whole situation
100%.
into like what it is now.
She probably can't even say anything to
I just want to hear her say some wild shit like, the Queen's breath stinks. Like, that's what I want to hear.
100. She has 3 tea sugars with her tea. Or some shit.
Like just random shit.
3 sugars.
No.
But
I think with again like the media onslaught that she received, I think there's a saying that if the sheep, I don't know how the saying goes, but if the sheep doesn't tell its story, the lion will tell the story and say that the sheep enjoyed it. Or what's the thing?
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
If the prey doesn't tell their story, the lion will say that the person died.
Some next
and
parable.
There's one story. There's one like tell like that, and I think it's so true. Like I think for me, I personally I'm in support of her speaking out. I think I'm in support of anyone speaking out when there has been an environment of forced silence and toxicity, because it's like the media especially think they can just do this, especially with how many like deaths we've had as a result of media abuse, like Caroline Flack. Do you know what I mean?
I want to come back though.
Like again, Diana like actually dying as a result of just that media toxicity. Do you know what I mean? Like as in literally, like. So for me, it's like, run the story,
100%. And also to touch on your point, you talked about, obviously, there is going to be bad press, of course, without a doubt. But the thing is, for her to keep it to herself, she's going to continue. She's going to continue to receive this. So there has to be an end. For her to get onto Oprah, probably not to reveal too much about the monarchy and everything like that, but to just put an end to this bullshit that's been happening. Because you don't want to grow up, you don't want her kids. She doesn't want her kids to grow up and see the abuse that they got, and then what their dead grandmother unfortunately got as well. So she needs to. And back in Prince Harry, like flipping out, like they need to protect what they have.
The reality is, though, it's not going to end anything, bro.
It's not ending.
It's not going to end, but hopefully
you're
it
taking
pauses
on one
it.
of the most powerful organizations there is on the planet right now.
Maybe
So
the most.
But that's why these people
they
they can do
don't
this
have
stuff.
that
though.
much power.
Well, I don't know about that.
not political power, but in terms of
they do have
their
political power as well.
resources,
Their resources,
what they can
yes.
do and how they can spin
Their
stories.
resources, we pay for them.
Exactly.
We are,
We're funding that.
we fund
We're
this
funding
shit.
these stories.
No, but the thing is, let me just say this now. Let me just say this now. What is so fucking baffling to me about this is there's so much fucking media about her. What about Prince Andrew?
Can you imagine? She's like,
Yeah, but it's
and
different
he is a
'cause-
non.
'cause
How's it different?
Because he's white.
And he's what?
He's also a man, maybe as well.
Yeah,
I don't
also,
know.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
him being
no,
a
no,
man
yeah,
does
Diana
kind of
got
play
into
into it as
yeah,
well.
no, it's
The
true,
guy
that's
was
true.
on an island with an underage girl performing whatever.
I mean, he's
Do
the
you know what I'm
king's,
saying?
he's the
But-
queen's son, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The third son.
He is family to them. So hold on, no, he's a waste man.
Uh-huh.
But they're gonna protect him.
Yeah, they're gonna
do everything in their power to protect him and move the thing away. Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
Whereas Meghan is an outsider coming in.
yeah.
Then you have like all.
But why should she be treated like an outsider?
She shouldn't.
Their grandson married this woman, brought her into the family. She received bullshit within that family. You know what I'm saying? Didn't like her. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. Why should she? That's what I'm saying. It's double standards, isn't it? No. But it's just mad. It's just mad the way the way it swings, isn't it?
It happens though, innit? Like, I mean, it's peak, but it's happened before. It's happening to her now. But I don't know. I feel like all of the bad press and shit, it's bare weird because it was all just media driven. I don't speak to the Queen. I didn't hear the Queen say one word about her. You know what I mean?
She's speaking today at 5 p.m.
Is she? Wait, what?
Hey, this is
Spicy.
It's a reality TV show now. Life is legit.
She's speaking
Could we go
today
for a
at 5 p.m. Yeah, she's doing that.
Message.
Oh, that's spicy. Oh, shit.
Fam.
But that's what I
When's
mean.
Boris talking next?
Boris?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I don't care what anyone has to say.
yeah.
He hasn't spoken in a while, though, has he?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, where is he? Fucking dumb fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But I think it's good that like someone's speaking up because we've never really seen this before.
Yeah,
So hopefully this will instigate a different kind of relationship people have with
Conversation.
this
yeah.
organization, which is the royal family.
Because also, it's like without Diana's secret interviews, we would never know her perspective of or from her own mouth what it's been like on the other end. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's so key. Like having your own voice, telling your own story is so important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is,
like they were born into like this family. Like you're not better than us. Sorry, but like you're not. I mean, they think they are. They think they're above them, like the law. Like I think like a Prince Andrew and the stuff that they get away with. But like they're not any better than she is. I'm sorry. Like you guys just coexist in the same fucking world.
Facts.
It's just the labels and shit that you put on each other. We are like you two are literally the same.
Big facts.
I think that's why a lot of people like see it as racialized as well. There've been racialized issues attached to it because it's like
100%. Yeah,
do you know
but
what I mean?
when she gave birth to Archie and
that
someone
picture.
put the picture of a monkey,
Yeah.
if people are like, oh, there's no such, yeah, people aren't racist towards her. That I'm not even gonna argue. I'm just gonna say that and leave it there. 'Cause
Literally.
if that's not racism, then fuck me.
But I think again, like I want to shout out the interview with Shola, Gina, and Kalechi because they really highlighted how much racism is ingrained into the culture and psychology of Britain. That these people will use mad words, will use all these different because especially British culture is very tongue in cheek, very I'm calling you a prick, but I'm gonna say it in a fancy word so that you don't know that I'm calling you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that kind of like tongue in cheek racism is so blatant. But it's like they can't even see. A lot of people can't even see their own racism and how it works and their own biases. Do you know what I mean? Like, they fully believe it. So I think
That's crazy. Like literally within like, what was it like last year or 2 years ago, I was in my car I don't really listen to the radio like that, but I had it on BBC Radio 1. The people call it, they were talking about Meghan for some shit. The people calling in, the people that BBC Radio 1 London allowed to like call in, and I was like, this country is done out.
But that's it,
literally,
innit?
Last week, yeah, I was in the car, yeah. LBC came on.
Oh God, it'll be.
The first thing that happened, these black kids, they're killing. I was like, oh, let me just change that. Literally, the engine came on. LBC came on. That's the first thing we all heard in the car. We were like, right, like, right, it's
crazy.
It's a pandemic, man. But yeah, that thing you're talking about, what is? It is the real pandemic. But what's it?
The pandemic I was talking about.
But what Boris was talking about that time, the insult he said great supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Wow.
Great supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Wow.
Invertebrate jellies.
It's basically a long way of saying you're spineless.
Yeah,
Wow.
Incredible.
That's so
I'm
funny.
gonna use that.
That's so funny.
That's how they be cussing each other at eating.
Protoplasmic
Mad.
invertebrate jellies.
Jellies.
But yeah, so guys, say that someone enters your family, right? Yeah. And like, no, say you bring someone home and like your family doesn't agree with them.
What's her name?
What's her name?
What's her name?
Where do you want it to be from?
Oh,
And I'll give you a name.
sorry, it's not it.
Merge right now, bro.
I'm gonna say
Go on, Dad.
You're gonna say something stupid.
no. Albania.
Albania.
Yeah.
What's
No.
Funny
Let's
combination.
go. Yeah, it is.
Oh no,
Christina.
No, no,
Let's
no,
go.
no, no.
No, that is kind of mad though, because like the men are well protective in that
Albania?
culture. Yeah.
They're bare roots.
They
Like
are really,
other,
no, but they're really protective over their women.
Yeah.
Let's go with Steph. I feel like it's a universal name.
Steph.
Yeah.
Stefania.
My name's Steph from
Steph?
There we go.
Steph.
Save that.
All right.
Cutting that out. So,
I have no idea.
anyway, yeah, let's say his first name is Stefania.
Stefania.
Okay?
Better.
Okay, I'm gonna punch you up. And Stefania brings you home.
Yeah.
Her family aren't really feeling you. Or for the ladies, Stefan brings you home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not like I did that.
And the family aren't really feeling you.
You can feel the hostility.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a wrap for me still. If I go to someone's house and their family are all giving me dead screw face.
No,
dead
but
face,
you're pretty much gonna get married. He's bringing you home to say I'm engaging her.
What can I just
Asking for the
and
blessing.
they
just
don't
tell you-
like me, as in like
They
they
like you.
don't like. For me, I think maybe I need to work on myself, because when it comes to like hostile environments, I'll rather dip. I won't lie to you. I'll rather
Really?
peace sign.
So you'll be like, I won't
Deuces. Like-
would you say no if he proposed to you anyway?
And his family hate me.
They hate you.
I want a peaceful life, bro. I'm not lie to you. Because all these, maybe because I'm Nigerian as well. All these stories of like,
Is it?
mother-in-law, yeah, mother-in-law
Come
will
on.
like poison you, or like
Yeah.
mother-in-law will be doing witchcraft on you.
You'll have
All
no
that.
boys. Or your girls.
Do you know what I mean?
Wait. Where you been hearing these stories?
No. I just
You
want
haven't
to
been
think.
hearing these stories.
When it comes to like
man.
mother-in-law, I see it from that kind of like perspective that mother-in-laws have a really significant role in your husband and you guys' relationship. So for me,
Not about it, yeah.
It's true
Yeah.
that as women, like that is one thing that kind of growing up, I've always been like, oh, I kind of hope that whoever I'm like end up with, their mum likes me, because I don't know, like you've seen all those like films and the mum's
Yeah.
like crazy. It's like, I don't want to fight for your son. Like,
Do you know
it's
what I
not even that
mean?
deep. Don't you want to see him happy? I just
Yeah.
don't get
True.
it. Like, why don't you want to see that person
But
happy?
I feel like Nigerian mother-in-laws as well. I feel like they're. My mum said some wild shit. As banter.
My mum
It's not banter. It's not jest.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Toby, I'm moving in with you in the house. You and your wife and me. I'm like, no, you're not. I will. Like, it's not banter. She's not joking. She's not
Yeah.
joking. She's not joking. So no, I agree. I think it's mad. I think it's wild because obviously we've moved on from Harry and Meghan, but she's pretty much been in a kind of spot where I'm assuming they didn't like her either. But like for me, it's would I even let you marry me still? Because you might have to cut your family off, you know.
this is what
Like,
I'm
you might
saying.
have to give up your. Because imagine they're wealthy as well. Imagine they're mad rich. Yeah, your significant other doesn't have to work. They're not working. Yeah. You just found them, I don't know, on fucking Tinder or some Hinge or some shit, and they're balling out. You get helicopters all the time. The family finally meets you, and they're like, "I'll marry her. We're cutting you off." Would you let them still marry you?
I don't think I could. No.
Really?
Yeah, because for me, I really don't like that kind of conflict. I don't like conflict like that.
But you love him.
It's not worth it.
But I love him.
To
I
give
can
up
be his
your
friend. I
family.
love him. You have to love him as my partner.
I love him from over there.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What about you lot? Rash, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, for me, if I'm coming into that environment, then I'm very much conflict averse, innit? So I don't want the aggro.
Invertebrate jelly.
But at the same time, though, like if I love the girl, innit, I'm just gonna have to be real with her and tell her, listen, like, you might have to, it might have to be a thing where your family's just not involved, innit? Because, like, if I'm seeing you as a real one, like, I'm not trying to deal with this bullshit, but I want you. So listen, like, we can have our own nuclear family. We can have my family, and we can try to do this. And then in a couple of years' time, if they turn around and say, okay, cool, we want to reconcile and we're sorry, all this sort of stuff, then it's all good. But they can keep their hate over there, innit? So that's what I say.
Alrighty. I agree with that. If you really love someone, because it's a jungle out there. If you when you're single, it's hard.
Innit? Not everyone's trying to be in the streets.
And when you find someone that you really, really love, and you're like, I finally found my person, and then you meet their family, like, you know what? I feel like if you really, truly love that person, going through that bullshit, depending on what they put you through, obviously, but let's just say it's like they just don't like you, they make things awkward for you, you feel uncomfortable, it would be worth it. You kind of have to keep them a bit of distance there.
Like, for me, I'm more likely to try and make their parents like me, or try and like cater to them, depending on why they don't like me. Like, I'll try to cater and try and see if there's a way that I can like undo that or address that. But if it's just some bullshit and that it's undressable, then let me not lie.
No, but the thing is, that's the thing though. There's only so much you can do, because like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going out of your way to show that, like, listen, you're a good person for that other, your significant other, and they're just not having it, bro. Like, I'm stepping back. I'm doing my own thing, like, and hoping that she comes with.
I was just gonna say, I'll be honest. I feel like with my family as well, I could see them not liking somebody, like, for whatever reason. I bring home, and do you know what I mean? Nah, because they will tell me straight up, like, I don't like them, and they'll talk behind my back and say all the things they don't like about the person, innit? But I feel like for me,
to your sisters.
Nah, do you know what I mean? But I feel like for me, I think she would just, I mean, I'm a cat. She'll just leave for me. She'll leave the family for me. So
Man said I'm a cat. She'll leave her family for me.
She'll leave for me.
See, I'm quite lucky because I've had a relationship where, in the end, it was so bad that I had to get the police involved for them to leave me alone.
You're lucky
what I'm saying is, for example, my family have seen me in a really toxic relationship in a way that I wasn't very safe towards the end. So now, if I'm going to bring someone home and they know that they're good, they're good, like, normal, they make me happy, they've seen the worst, and I think it gets to a certain point where, like, if someone's been through something like that and they bring someone home and they're like, oh, there might be one or two things they're not 100% sure on, but they're a good person still. I think my parents, like, I'm lucky in the sense that I have a very, like, open and loving family, and I think my reaction to everything is, like, I kill people with kindness. Like, if I do everything in my power to be kind and do everything with, like, full on love, and people still reject me, then that's not my problem, that's theirs. I'm going to continue living my life and being nice. And you're going to get a Christmas card, you're still going to get a Christmas present from me. Just because, not to be petty, but just to be like, you're my family. Okay, they'll get, like, socks, but still, like, you get some socks. But, like, I'm here to just, like you said, live in peace. You won't see confrontation from me. And if they confront me, I'm crying. I'm crying in the toilet.
I think what you said as well, like, I think even what you were saying about if my parents don't like someone, like, I think for me, like, again, like, listening to, because I think for me, again, like, when it comes to relationships, like, I don't really like trust. Sometimes I don't really trust my own judgment to a certain extent, and so sometimes, like, what my parents will say to me, or what, because obviously, again, I'm Nigerian and I go to, like, I go to, like, white grandma church, innit? So sometimes I'll be in a relationship and I'll put the person's name forward, so, like, my grandma or to mum will pray about it and will be like, hey, is this person, do you know what I mean? Like, is this person okay? Da, da, da. And sometimes I get a bad message and I'll be like, and I'll start to I'll start to self-fulfilling prophecy, if that makes sense.
Scenarios.
And I'll be like, oh yeah, I can see that. Maybe it's not. And I'll dip out. Do you know what I mean? So I think for me, even what my parents think about a situation, is really important to me, more so nowadays as well, because I think, really trusting in the experience and the wisdom of elders. I think as a young person, I can still say I'm young because I'm not 26 yet. I'm 26, so it changed, isn't it?
No,
Oliver, how you feeling? How
You will. By the time this comes out, I thought you will be as well.
You will be, bro. How you feeling, bro?
David, I beg.
I got a couple weeks. Don't do me like that. I got a couple
David,
weeks.
I beg.
I got a few weeks.
Yeah, bro, you're the week after me. Shut up, man.
I got a couple weeks.
Yeah, this one's a baby. He's a baby.
Yeah.
How do you?
You're basically below, bro.
Oh yeah.
You old man. I can see grey hairs.
Look at him. I forgot you know.
I've actually got loads. I have two of my
Do you know what's slightly? I
bills.
think it's old age. I think it's because you're stressed. Like half the time I talk to you,
You're always stressed, isn't it?
I actually stressed, you know. Actually, always
Yeah,
stressed.
man.
Fucking all the
He's
time.
doing a lot.
Literally,
He's always doing.
in the
something,
country,
man.
out of the country, in a relationship, out of relationship, stress.
No need for that. Hey, listen.
Bro.
It's alright.
You know what? Actually, what's your take on this?
Yeah, innit?
Yeah,
Don't ask me
man.
this
You've been
question.
quiet today.
Yeah, you've been quiet.
You've been
Yeah, man.
quiet.
What if you didn't get along with the other significant other?
What if I didn't get along? I don't know, mate. Nah, man. I just. A bit of a sticky one still, man. Can't talk about this
Close to
one.
home. Close to home.
Nah, okay.
It's like, COVID again, huh?
Oh, no.
COVID number
No
3.
COVID.
No COVID.
No COVID.
COVID-free.
All tested.
All tested. Negative, positive, as in positive for not having corona.
See when she did it?
I'm
Such a Nigerian girl, like, no, that.
Bro.
Nah, what was the question?
Take it home, whatever.
So your
What
laptop
happens?
as
So
well.
what would you say if your partner's parents don't like you?
I mean, what can I say? The only thing you can do in this hypothetical situation,
Hypothetical.
that didn't happen. In, like, do you know what I mean hypothetical situations?
Oh, yeah, that one's there.
Imagining is that you can just try and do the right thing and try and prove that you're the right person, and they might not like you for whatever said reason. It might be a very peak reason
For real.
that may or may not involve your skin color.
That one's there.
So it's like there's not a lot of stuff you can do. You just gotta keep moving forward. Do you know what I mean?
punches.
Do you know what I mean?
The
Just
love
gotta-
has to be greater than that hate that you're getting, as in from your partner. There's got to be more love. There's got to be more peace and bullshit.
Well, would you
I don't think love's enough, man.
No.
I don't.
Well, no,
I don't.
Oliver. Would you still try to take a relationship towards, let's say, marriage if they didn't like you? Do you know what I mean? Like all the way there. If you knew her family, she didn't have a family blessing.
If they didn't sway, like say maybe at the beginning they didn't like you, but then over time they like warm up to you and it's calm.
Yeah.
Then
They
yeah.
hate you. They hate you.
But like
They
if
hate
it's
you, final.
genuine like hate for no reason.
I'm gonna be real.
I don't know.
I only have one side to this argument because I've never experienced the other side in my life, innit? So like, I only have the side of they don't like you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Not your family.
I don't even know what the whole thing of come here is. Oh, we love you, man. Do you know what I mean? So to me, I'm
Someone's parents have never liked you.
just for odd,
Yeah.
for reasons that don't really have
it?
substance in it.
Never.
So-
really.
It's not a fairy possession, guys.
No, but I get it. It's because you're a waste, man. No, I get it.
No, bro,
No, don't say
you're
that to
clapped, bro. You're actually clapped.
Don't say that to Elodie.
Like, you're
No, I mean,
LeBron
no,
James
it's
It's
headline,
okay.
I
man.
get it.
It's
What?
a safe space. It's not-
What? Take off your hat.
Don't do that, man. My hairline's strong, man. I ain't got to trim my hairline strong.
Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight?
Yeah.
We almost fought last episode.
We'll fight you. Me and Ollie will fight
You know
you.
what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
No, but
Just
no, but
fight
Oliver,
you,
like,
just me.
seriously though, like, is it because you feel like you can't like relate to that side of it, or is it just?
Why do I feel like I'm on
It's
that?
crazy.
red
No.
tape?
I just want to get.
I'm gonna try.
I just want to get your take on it. Do you know what I'm saying?
What? So, I'll say again.
Is it because you can't relate to that side whereby their family's like warm and welcoming? That's all.
Yeah. So, like, if I'm like trying to find the other side of it, only thing I can look to
Is those experiences from
is those the only way I can look to the other side of it is just either hypotheticals or TV shows, bro. So,
And
do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's affected you on a personal level?
Probably, yeah. Because like maybe it's added to certain levels of like skepticism, or maybe even affected behavior in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? So, but I feel like in a general situation, say like, I don't know. I feel like basically it is important for the family to accept you on some level, even if like families are all difficult. So sometimes they might have their dislikes here and there. Yeah. But if they're like, okay, cool, I don't like this about you, I don't like that about you, but your family in it. It's like everyone has that cousin or that nephew or someone in your family like, but your family, bruv, so come over here. Do you know what I mean? Like even if it's on that level, that's fine. But if it's ever on a level of like, we don't like you, I don't think that can work in a relationship.
So Oliver, how is this going to change your choices moving forward?
Well, I mean, Toby, I'm not too sure, but I will think diligently, and I will think about the impacts of Brexit, and
choose carefully.
Say Brexit.
And the impacts
Brexit?
of.
No, it's true, because you could find a girl today, deport it tomorrow.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
It's true.
It's
Do
true.
you know what I mean?
Or Brexit. Anyway, I think we have time for Am I the Prick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an absolute shambles.
This week's Am I the Prick comes from. Are you just calling 4K?
On 4K.
We will discuss afterwards.
Okay.
Huh?
Just holding it.
It's
You don't know his spirit?
It's licorice
Does he
sticks.
always smoke?
Hey man,
Oliver doesn't
unraveling
smoke.
right now. It's crazy.
Oliver doesn't smoke.
I've never seen him smoke.
Yeah, Oliver, you don't smoke.
I mean, I don't smoke.
Just holding it for a mate.
Guys, I've known Ollie for over 10 years.
You just put
and
alcohol in my ear.
it's so
This is gold. This is gold.
that we've been
This is
friends
gold.
since forever. And now Ollie's the adult. He's 26
The
years
straws
old.
in my ear.
And
Oh shit.
One juice.
I'm joking. Sorry.
No, that's good. What's it? Am I the prick for selling my friend's story to the media?
Oh.
Bro, that's someone else's story.
How much did you make?
That's it.
Ladies,
That's it. Run the price.
Right, for this scenario, let's invent a price that we're offering you and like a story that you're selling. I feel like David, you're good at this. Go on.
250K.
I was going to say 250 bands as well. Can't lie.
Nice.
250K. 250K.
What's the story though?
You have exposed your friend's a celebrity with a perfect image, and you have exposed all their dirty linen.
What's that dirty
On the
linen?
No, but I feel
background.
like how many always has to be like one thing. Do you know what I mean?
One
Fuck the
thing.
pig.
If it's
They fucked
all,
the
then
pig.
it's
They
like
fucked the pig.
it's not Bojo, bro. No, it's a David
I
Cameron.
don't think
David Cameron.
David Cameron.
Yeah, go on, they fucked the pig.
It's so interesting. So I think when there's two elements that I've been thinking about when it comes to like selling someone's story. Like I personally wouldn't sell anyone's story for the purpose of making money. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like, do you know when like for example, like when Whitney Houston and like Michael Jackson died, and they did these like TV series about their life, and their friends are speaking about it, and their friends are like, oh yeah, like she had an addiction and blah, blah, blah. Like obviously because it's not the tabloids, it's not seen as selling someone's story.
But you see
But-
it the same.
But it's, in my head, it's like, is that the same thing as selling their story? Because at the end of the day, you're given a personal insight that the media would not have otherwise by you speaking out, if that makes sense.
But it depends what kind of picture you're painting. If you're kind of like helping paint like, oh, they were struggling, like blah blah blah, like they needed help, and that's fine because you're kind of like, you know, like they're a human being, they were going through something. But if you're saying something like that in a way to kind of like talk dirt on them and you know
They're on the
defame them,
the
defamation.
They
kind
on
of thing.
that on that crack, that white girl.
I asked her, do you want some Henny? She said, does it come with Coke? I said, yes it does, your Coca-Cola.
And I feel like
I think that's the intent. The intent makes
intent.
what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like as well, if it's a person with a completely clean image, clean as image, like
Public.
the thing that's going to be spilt on them, it's gonna be bad anyway. So that person had the intent of, okay, cool, I'm gonna say something because I'm gonna get this money. So listen, like,
I mean, I feel like I would sell Toby's story.
Yeah, anyone will sell the story.
Slightly.
Hold on.
I think I'll tell your story.
Yeah, anyone will sell the story.
Yeah, like for Bants though. Like,
So basically, have you seen The Best Man? Yeah, have you seen The Best Man?
Yeah.
You seen
that
The Best
black
Man?
movie.
It's a black movie, yeah.
Who's in
Oliver,
it?
shut up. Shut up.
Good movie.
Nia Long.
Tyler Perry.
Neil
Hold
Long.
on. Let me guess some names.
Morris Chestnut, isn't it?
Let me guess
He's
some.
so buff.
No homo.
No homo. He is.
Gold standard.
Hey
Gold
guys, we addressed
standard.
this already.
No, there's it again.
That's a black man right
I don't
there.
know about Morris
That's a
Chestnut.
black man right there.
Morris
Morris
Chestnut.
Chestnut.
Let me just Google that.
He is.
Not
We're
Morris.
not talking about you.
Not
Stop
this nigga
it.
right here.
Stop
Hell no.
it.
He's dark skinned, bro.
You share the same name, you know what I mean?
Dark skin. Anyway, basically, what if
Does anyone have
you had a
signal
group of
on
friends?
this?
Oh,
I'll get up.
what if you had a group of friends, where some of them are doing well, like one's a basketball player, or they're running a very successful podcast, or one's a singer and shit, and you write a book giving them different names, but everyone knows it's about them really. You write the book because writing. We could get one up and put it big.
In Google, Morris Chestnut.
because writing is your craft, isn't it? You're a writer, you're an author. Writing's your craft, so you write a novel about them, about all the times in your life, which are true stories, and you get a publishing deal for that. You're under your publisher, they need you to write this book. Are you mad for writing that book about them? They all say no, but you write it anyway because that's your craft.
That's your craft.
So it's about all your famous friends,
It's
basically.
really interesting. I think it's that very thin line between what is your story and what is someone else's story. Do you know what I mean? And I think to a certain extent, like what is your story, and if other people feed into that, then it's just one of those things, if that makes sense. I think the least you can do is change people's names and change scenarios so it's less identifiable. But if that's part of your story, then that's part of your story. But I think there is a fine line between what is someone else's story and crossing that barrier.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Again, it goes back to intentions as well. Like, what is your intention? Is it to educate? Is it to make people aware? Or is it just to defame and just
I feel like sometimes it's just not to defame, but just to say something wild happened. Like, I was in Shoreditch, I walked past my friend getting with the girl that looked like Skrillex.
But what?
Who was that?
Again, I'm going to keep it anonymous.
Can someone point?
I ain't putting my hands.
Guess.
Come on, sell their story to me. Come on.
Guess.
I'm assuming it's.
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm not going to say shit. I plead the fifth. I'm not saying
I knew
anything.
Wait, someone just sold your story
But,
Lord, oh God. Wow.
I'm saying like that, not to defame
for
it.
free.
Just to put that, like, it happened as part of the story.
what I'm trying to say is,
I see that guy different. Because always says he's buff and I see him to the side like that. You know what I mean?
mad.
It's
That's
like
mad.
just
that's mad.
No, for the actual, I think for the book situation, I can see myself being a bit of a prick.
Oh yeah,
I think I'd do it.
yeah.
But why is it?
I don't think you are a prick for doing it though.
No, well, yeah.
Because
if
it's
anyone
snitching.
thinks I'm a prick, because especially like, because we're writing like our story, and it involves things that we've all done and stuff, and it might compromise, your perfect. If you're like a sports player, like politician, whatever it is you're doing, and it compromises your like image a little bit with
Okay,
the story
yeah,
I'm
fair
dropping. Like, I understand, like, I'm putting your thing under, like,
You're just trying to get yours, innit?
No, I'm not trying to get mine.
No, but
I am trying to get mine.
No, but
That's my job. I'm doing
I
it.
get what you mean.
But I'm confused though, because in the previous episode when we're talking about snitching, every man said they're not snitching.
No, but it's not
It's not
snitching.
snitching,
No, what's the difference between writing a book telling a story that no one knows that they don't want coming out and snitching? You're snitching.
Snitching gets you fucked over. The
Snitching
book's not meant
is
to get you
free.
fucked over.
Yeah,
like.
this is my thing.
It's fucking over them.
It's intention.
It's true, no?
Is it though?
It's true.
Your intention is to get paid
It's not your name. It's
Or
not your
the-
If
name.
your intention is to get paid,
or tell your story. So
there's a difference between telling your story and trying to get paid. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
telling
I
your
think-
story.
Yeah, man, it
especially-
comes together.
I think, especially nowadays, with social media, everyone wants to be the center of their own story. To a certain extent, people want to be heard, and I think there's a difference between trying to get paid and trying to tell your story. Because I think trying to tell your story is for the purpose of of sharing for the purpose of openness and transparency, trying to get paid, trying to get clout, is a different intention. Do you know what I mean? And I think the two are very separate.
I think we need a scenario though, because like, what's the narrative behind the story?
All right,
What is the story?
Let's make one right now, real quick.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's very, very like situational.
Okay, so you got paid 250 bands in order to. They want you to write a book about.
It's not a very big deal. Sorry, 1 mil.
All right, 1 mil. 1 mil.
Okay,
250, but.
Hey, 1 mil. Hey, 1 mil. She said
1
1
mil.
mil.
I said 1 mil.
Run with it, run with it.
Already a writer.
Run with it, run with it.
1 mil.
Run
They
with
give
it.
you 250 for a publishing deal. You get more money the more books.
1
1
mil.
mil. 1 mil. 1 mil.
Run with it.
Publishing
It doesn't matter.
Run with it. Hypothetical.
Money
No,
doesn't count.
Toby's gonna be
Matter.
some saucy shit. In
No
there.
one's
They're not going to
Yeah,
pay you if it
tomorrow.
doesn't sell. Why are they going to pay you 1 mil for
Because
that
it
hasn't sold
will.
yet?
Obviously,
You don't know
No, but
You
think
don't
about the
know what's
person.
up.
And
This
think
is
about the
so
person they're writing
argumentative.
about
Think
as
about
well.
the person.
This person's
Go on,
supposed to have a
right,
pristine
right, 1
image.
mil.
No. You're writing a book on you. They're just in it.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
what
writing
I thought.
about them. Sorry.
Okay, half a mil.
So Toby was saying like you're writing a book about you, and they feature in your
Okay,
book.
the person that
And
features in your book.
There's a paragraph that
is a childhood friend.
Yeah.
You've grown up with them
There's a
since you
chapter
were
in it.
3 years old. Yeah, let's say now you're 45.
Yeah.
This person's job, they are now a world famous actor. I'm talking they've been in Marvel movies, they've won Oscars, they've done all of this.
Yeah.
They're big. They've been on like BBC dramas and shit. They're a household name. They're
John Boyega.
Nah, even more than that. Even more than that.
I
Idris Elba.
Even more than that. Even more than
Oh,
that.
I thought we were just talking UK. You're talking about worldwide?
Benedict Cucumber. What's his name again?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's it.
I'm
That's
thinking
it.
of that. Do you know what? No, someone that's on their cut. Tom Holland. It could hurt his career, fam.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Alright, let's run it. Alright, let's run it.
Daniel Kaluuya.
One of the other.
Alright, let's run it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're good. Yeah.
So now
He went to my acting school, by the way. Just saying.
Okay.
I was gonna cuss you, but you actually hard acting, so I can't even do that.
We have boys like that.
So right, so like this, your friend obviously
Yeah.
he's done bits.
Yeah.
$500,000 to write to include in your book the story of him. Someone finish it off.
Doing some mad shit. I don't know.
Doing some gay shit.
Why is him doing gay?
No, because he has like a wife or something, you know? I'm assuming.
No, but that's happened before.
okay.
though.
He's
Hold on.
heterosexual.
So his whole career he's been actually I don't wanna tackle this on the pod. Change it.
But this for me is that
It's not-
what
how is that homophobic?
No,
from-
as in like
from
what
you.
we have to fake. Like
How
it's
does
just
that
another.
affect
Like,
you?
Alright, fine.
topic.
Alright. No, okay, fine. Alright. What was I going to say? Like the Dwight Howard story.
Science. Just make it
Unless
something
it involves
simple.
you, it's not really your story to tell. Unless that thing that the person has done actually involves you to the point where you have a unextricable relationship with what their life, what they've done, then it's not your story to tell.
Unless you were gay too.
Or you watched it.
You're the person he did it with.
Yeah, run it. Run it. Go.
That's wild.
Go.
That's
Like,
wild.
that-
And then
that's
he
your
dropped you
story
like
to
a
tell.
bag of sack of bricks.
Oh, that's wild.
That's wild.
This
But
took
I
a
think it
real
also
turn.
depends on your relationship with the person.
This is taking a big turn. I'm just.
Oh, it does that. It does
I
that.
think it
This is
depends on your
shambles.
relationship with the person.
This
Like,
is
if you and the
shambles.
person are cool and you guys have reached a resolve, you guys have spoken about the situation, then I think that will inform your tone of voice when retelling the story. And it's expected that you won't tell the story in a way that defames that person. Whereas if the relationship that you have with that person is respectful, is a positive relationship, then the way that's like you reflect that in whatever your medium is will depict that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that really depends on your relationship with the person.
Yeah.
But if something has directly impacted you, directly affected your life, and that's your story to tell, and I think the relationship you have with that person determines whether or not it will be a positive depiction of them or a negative or a real depiction of them.
Because if you did write the paragraph,
Yeah.
it could be taken two ways. It could come out in a Philip Schofield type situation where like
Philip Schofield, what's that?
Schofield.
The guy in Good Morning Britain now.
Yeah.
Who's now... he
Philip
had-
Schofield type
Who's
of
Schofield?
voice. Schofield type
You're
of
not.
voice.
He's gay now. He had
Yeah,
like a...
no.
He had like a
He's
wife.
okay
So-
now.
That's
He was
wild
always
though,
gay.
because
No,
that person
he's publicly gay now.
he was the guy was young when he was dating him. He was like
Yeah.
16-year-old.
Fuck off.
Or
16.
Nah, he was young. He was
on his
young.
internship. That's some wild
wild,
shit.
you know?
but him and his wife had like an amicable breakup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He still
they'll
take
come.
care of the kids. Like
what I
it
mean?
can come out like that, or you could just like rip man's like whole marriage apart and be like, no, he did this. Like, the day of the anniversary, he left you before you went to live with you. He was sucking my dick. Like you could.
Obviously,
And it depends on the person. It depends on the relationship with the person, because if that person really did that shit with cold heart, cold blood, and is unrepentful, doesn't give a heck.
It depends on the wording.
B, you deserve that shit because that's who you are to this day. Do you know what I mean? To this day, that's still your energy. Because if you still do that, if you've done that shit, still stand by that shit, and there's no history of you changing that shit, then that's who you are. So that's how I'm gonna depict you, because that's how you are. Do you know what I mean? But if you apologized, if you were respectful, if you acknowledge your transgressions, if you have changed, then me depicting you in that light, it's not reflective of who you are, and me doing that is a natural defamation. But if that's who you are, that's who you've been, who you're gonna be, who you wanna be, then B, that's who you are. And me telling the truth is just
Me writing the book.
It's a wrap. Hey, it's a wrap. It's done.
Come on. Even the situation with the royal family and Meghan and that, it's like they're not describing lies, they're telling it what it is, and you as a person that's being spoken about, you determine how people speak about you. Do you know what I mean? Obviously some things left to interpretation and stuff like that, but how you respond to situations is how you be depicted, and that's what you have to take accountability for. Do you know what I mean? And that's down to the way you respond to things. That's down to your ability and willingness to take accountability. If you're unwilling to take any accountability, then B, whatever comes out about you, that's what it is.
And Elsie has just brought it full circle. And with that, I bid you adieu.
I've been Ollie.
Big Rice.
Toby.
Keech.
And ladies, would you like to plug yourselves in?
Elsie Cullen.
Plug myself what?
I don't know, would you like to plug, say who you are?
Say who you
Drop
are.
your Insta, I don't know.
Oh,
Elodie
Elodie X Roux.
There you go.
Both their Instas will be in the description of the video.
Here we are.
And we out. Let's do that again, because I don't want to do that on camera.
I think that's good. Just keep that in just now. I think that's calm.
Alright, cool.